Look, you know I'd do anything you did, but I'm a Jehovah's Witness. We're not supposed to celebrate Christmas.
I've been thinking about that. I may have a loophole. What if you were a Jehovah's Witness that was merely pretending to be into Christmas, gathering clues and blending in to take down the holidays from within?
You mean like a spy investigating? Making it seem like I'm celebrating when actually I'm infiltrating Santa's operation? Yoip! Going deep, cover past enemy lines, making everybody think I'm on the Christmas side. Rocking warm sweaters, hanging big ass lights. If the fat man can see me, yo, it's gotta look right. I watch all the TV specials that I never could. I'll even cry during the sad ones like James Bond would. And when the big night comes, it's time to set the bait. Cold milk, hot cookies, decorative plates. And he'll come down the chimney and it will be just him and me, but he won't know we're enemies cause stop play sincere. Bring a trap like that, how come I get on his lap and tell him he can come back every year? Cause I am Jehovah's most secret witness, so I might have to dedicate my life to Christmas and act just like I love it till the day I die.
Got a sore of Christmas on the spectrum, none of your business. Thoughts too fast to comprehend, just wanna do right by my friends. If years were seasons, this December would be the December of our December. More blueprints than Howard Hughes, but if there are blueprints, how do we choose? We have to be happy to get to the end. We have to save Christmas to save our friends. We have to save Christmas to save our friends. We have to save Christmas to save our friends.
Hey guys! Rapping?
Yep.
There's only one good Christmas song, so...
Which is it?
You know. It's Fairy Tale of New York.
Fairy Tale of New York? I don't know that one.
You don't know Fairy Tale of New York? No. Hold on. Stop the... You genuinely don't know Fairy Tale of New York? That hasn't come to America.
Do not know.
Jesus Christ, my world is shattered. Carry on.
Alright.
It's a song about hatred and bitterness and loneliness and dying alone, so it's a Christmas song.
Maybe they only play it in Britain.
Yeah.
To make you feel better about not living in New York.
Anywho, you don't need to be made to feel better about not living in New York. Open your wallet and check all that money you have from not living here.
It's a song about how New York sucks away your soul.
Oh, I would love it then. Anywho, based on real life. Anywho, this is actually far more of an accurate way to start our Christmas episode than I could possibly have hoped for. Because that's what this is. This is our holiday-themed episode, and it is going to be a short one, because we have all got either infections or families or something visiting from outside.
So infections, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm recovering from a cold, so if you hear me coughing a little bit, you know why.
And I'm catching a cold, so if you hear me coughing, you know why. Alright. Anywho, this is our holiday-themed episode, and this is just going to be another one of those mini-sodes where we just, no news, no trailer talk, mostly because there hasn't been anything of interest. So, we're just going to go straight into it and talk about some of our favorite holiday-themed TV shows and movies. And joining me today it's pretty much our original cast. We've got Jackson.
Hello.
And we've got Callum. Wait, goddamn, no, Callum is not here. We've got
hello, I'm Callum.
That's a terrible Callum accent. He's
this
from
was
the north.
the worst movie I have ever seen in my life. God bless no one, because this movie just 3 crutches down and...
Merry Christmas, everyone.
He's from the north. Not Russia.
Wait, was I going into a Russian accent?
No, I don't know what Kevin was doing. He's some kind of Russian Michael Caine. I'll see that.
A Russian Michael Caine? Hold on, that's a challenge. I gotta see if I can do that now.
What would Russian Michael Caine sound like having a conversation with Christopher Walken at Christmas?
I would watch the Russian version of Alfie.
I'm trying to do both of their accents at once in my head.
It's impossible.
I can do the Christopher Walken.
Because the Michael Caine accent, you have to start like this and go very detailed and clip with your words, and then go into the Russian part of accent. And no, I fucking can't do it.
It's a very bad Michael Caine anyway.
It's not the best. I'm not a good impressionist to begin with.
I can only do Michael Caine doing an impression of Michael Caine. I can only do the bad impression of him from the Dark Knight Rises trailer, which actually doesn't sound like anything like him, but evokes the spirit of I have buried too many members of the Wade family. I will not bury another. which is probably the best I can do because I'm not an impressionist.
I'm getting real tired of your shit, Mr. Wayne.
Master Wayne.
Master Wayne, all right. You know memes better than I do. Anyway, let's just start off and say, oh shit, I never officially announced who our actual other guest is. It's Kevin.
No, it's Callum. Over here.
That was Australian Callum.
Everybody's Callum.
We're going around the world with Callum.
Callum's around
Callum,
Here
the
what
on
are
the
world.
Discovery Channel.
I'm
Callum,
from
what-
China, I am.
What is Callum doing up past his bedtime?
Oh, shit. Okay. He is going to hate us for this. Alright. Alright, anyway. So, yeah, it's Jackson, it's Kevin, it's Michelle, it's Aaron. This is one of, just a small little group getting together to do a mini-sode about our favorite TVs and movies themed around the holidays. Anybody have anyone that you want to start with? There's no real formula to our episode here today, which is kind of us, just freestyling it.
Like, just spit out one of our favorite, like,
Yeah,
Christmas
let's just start off with a
specials.
positive. Anybody got a positive, let's start with TV. Anybody got a favorite TV Christmas special you want to start with?
I like the Muppet Family Christmas.
The Muppet Family Christmas, was that the one? No, I'm thinking the Muppet Christmas Carol. What was the Muppet Family Christmas?
It's basically...
The Christmas Carol had Michael Caine in it.
Christmas Carol did have Michael Caine in it as Scrooge, which proves that Michael Caine will be in anything.
Basically,
Oh, yeah.
the Muppet Gang goes to Fozzie's grandma's house.
Oh!
And, yes!
Now I know it. I
Yes!
love that one. And
Yes!
it had, like, Fraggle Rock and Sesame Street all show
Yes,
up.
and Jim Henson even made a cameo.
Oh, wow, that is older than I remember being. I loved that one when I was a kid. Because
Yeah.
when I was a kid, that was like, I know they were all made by the same people, but they were all still, like, separate things. So to see all of them come together.
Yeah, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if it's on, like, Netflix or anything. They don't show it on TV anymore for some stupid reason, but I know it's on YouTube, so if you want to watch it, go there.
Oh.
Stupid sirens.
That siren always waits until we start recording. We live in a fairly safe neighborhood, but it's because we're only 3 blocks away from the police station. So, we have to suffer through this every now and again. But yeah, I love that one when I was a kid. And the one thing that I really remember about that when I was a kid was that, you're used to seeing at that point all the Muppets themselves go to different places. But that was the first time I ever saw Statler and Waldorf actually go someplace outside of the balcony. Like, I don't know why, but that was what always stuck in my head. Oh, yeah. Anybody got another favorite TV special that they want to throw out?
I really like the Community Christmas episode. I think it was the second season where they all go
Claymated?
claymation.
Community is one of those that always does a Christmas special, and they always do something really interesting for it. The first one was kind of just a regular run-of-the-mill one, although it did kind of play on the whole... I love that it basically kind of played on the fact that every single member of the study group is of a different religion, and yet they also kind of come together around Christmas, because it's like,
That's pretty much how it is anyhow.
even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you come to get, the holidays are about being together, so it doesn't matter.
And it had Anthony Michael Hall in it.
Oh, it did. It had Anthony Michael Hall as some douchebag mustache bully, which was so weird. But yeah, the second one that you're talking about, that was the one in which they did the entire episode claymated, which just proves that how unique Community can be, because it is the only show that can get away with doing something like that, I think.
Yeah, and each of how they made all the characters, like Annie was the ballerina, and Britta was a robot, and for each individual character, they did something really special with them.
Yeah, and I love that it's basically just Abed's imagination. It's him going on this adventure, but at the same time, it's actually him receiving a therapy session from John Oliver's character with his entire group sitting around. So basically, while you're seeing them on this adventure, each character is still kind of talking and acting like they're just pretending to be there. And I love stuff like that. Like when Troy starts actually like having to fight John Oliver's character. John Oliver actually goes, "You're actually punching me! Stop doing this!" Or like, John Oliver's character would disappear by pulling open, like, just part of the scenery, and you would see the study room behind the scenery. I absolutely love, like, the little touches that they went into with that episode.
Yeah, and I loved the meaning of Christmas that Abed found at the end.
Lost, yes.
First season of Lost.
And that was one of my favorite Pierce episodes, because At the end of it, everybody leaves except for Pierce, and Pierce is the guy who hates all this kind of stuff.
Well, Pierce left because he had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he just came back.
And then he comes back, and then he just kind of admits, I don't want to go home. It's lonely there. And I was like, oh, you actually feel for Pierce for a moment there. I really dug that. Let's see, Jackson, you have one to throw out?
I hate Christmas because I'm a bad person.
I was about to say, you're our Grinch on this show. I mean...
Well, bah humbug to you, too.
Oh, I think that you can do great shows that bring back good spirits, but none of the really good ones I have seen happen to be Christmas related. I've probably just not seen them. I quite like the South Park one, the Mr. Hanky the Christmas Tree, mainly because it introduced the world to Carl's mum's a big fat bitch, which is... that's worth something.
Well, yeah, you don't have to love a Christmas-themed episode because around like the entire idea of coming together and joy and love and all that. You can just enjoy something that is able to play with Christmas in a unique way. In fact, I'll throw out my favorite. I was going to say the Community one, but my second favorite is actually the American Dad first Christmas special that they do. The American Dad, I've mentioned this before, they're some of my favorite Christmas specials. Because they're just so weird, and they are just kind of in the face of everything that other Christmas specials are. Like I've mentioned before that they've done a Christmas special that was based around The Omen, where Stan had to kill his adopted grandson before Christmas, otherwise he would become the devil. Or they did a post-apocalyptic one where the rapture happened at Christmas, and Stan had to help Jesus fight Satan. Or, they do such crazy stuff. But my absolute favorite was their very first one, where Stan basically, his whole idea is that liberals have ruined Christmas. And it all started with Jane Fonda back in the 70s. Because she empowered liberals, and that's why, they say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas at retail stores. And he is visited in the night by the ghost of Christmas past. And the ghost of Christmas past takes him back to when he was a kid and goes, look in the window there. Can't you see how full of love and hope you are? Isn't that right, Stan? And she turns and Stan is gone. And Stan's decided, I'm in the past. I'm going to hunt down Jane Fonda in the 70s and kill her before she can empower liberals. And I love that because it took the Christmas Carol theme that we've seen 1,000 times and actually went, no, this is time travel that's happening here. And this is some man on a mission. It turned it into a time travel sci-fi story. I absolutely love that. But yeah, it's, as I mentioned, American Dad is one of those shows that, it's one of the few shows out there that every single year they want to do a Christmas special of. And there's a couple others that I can think of. Community is another one that every year they want to do a Christmas one. I love the one from season 3 where they just did a musical. Because it has some of my absolute favorite Christmas musicals in that season 3 episode. I mean, the rap about how Troy is a Jehovah's Witness, but he's going to pretend to celebrate Christmas so that he can spy on Santa.
Undercover Jehovah's Witness.
Undercover Jehovah's Witness. Or Baby Boomer Santa is the one that's been stuck in my head for the past couple days now.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's basically
for obvious reasons.
Yes. Because it's basically just kind of talking about how the baby boomers really did nothing, but they think they're so great. And then I love at the end, Pierce comes in and goes, you're welcome for everything in the world. And I absolutely love that one. Another one, Futurama. Speaking of ones that do weird Christmas episodes, Futurama is another one that started off so insane, where... for anybody who doesn't know, the basic premise behind the Futurama Christmas episodes is that in the year 3000, they don't celebrate Christmas, they celebrate Xmas. And they celebrate it in fear and terror because...
I completely forgot this!
Because the Mom's Friendly Robot Factory in the year 2500 or something like that, invented a robotic Santa that was supposed to judge children as naughty or nice, but it was programmed to judge children too harshly, so it judges everyone to be naughty. So on Xmas Eve, the robot Santa, voiced by John Goodman in the first season, comes in and just kills anyone he can find.
It sort of reminds me of the Invader Zim Christmas special.
Oh! I forgot that! That's another one that I really love.
Another one with a fucked up, like, cyber Santa who comes and just tries to destroy the world every Christmas.
Yeah, and that one, I love the Invader Zim one because it's being told by was it a snowman that was telling it?
Yes.
It was being told by a snowman was telling the story to a bunch of little kids, but it was, at the end you realize the snowman is actually in the far future, and it's like the last civilization on Earth living under a dome, as this big, like, inflatable killer Santa
Yes.
keeps roaming the Earth, killing anyone it can find. And this was a kid's cartoon, too. But yeah, so there's a lot of shows out there that make sure to do some kind of a Christmas-themed episode every single season.
Doctor Who does
Doctor
one.
Who.
Doctor
Yes.
Who, that was
Yes.
the next one I was going to. Anybody got a favorite Doctor Who Christmas?
I love Voyage of the Damned.
Oh, was
Awesome.
that the Poseidon Adventure one?
Yes.
Yeah, like HMS Titanic in space.
That is a great one. Yeah, that is a great one. And that one ends with the Doctor steering a space Titanic away from the Queen of England, which to me that kind of sums up what Doctor Who is supposed to be. But yeah, that was a great one.
I like the first one, the Christmas Invasion. I thought the Christmas stuff of it was kind of dumb, but it is a perfect introduction to the 10th Doctor, whilst also being Christmassy.
That was the one where he really actually does get introduced, right? Where he just got them regenerating. Oh yeah, right.
He's asleep for like the first 45 minutes, and then he comes out and starts quoting The Lion King. It's genius.
Yes. Oh, that's
Rude, not ginger.
Rude. No, is that the kind of person I am? Oh, it's so good.
And
And then you got the
Yeah,
you got
and I
the
like
later
the-
ones.
the-
No, you go.
I was gonna say
I also really like the Christmas Carol one.
Christmas Carol.
It's the one with Michael Gambon in it.
Oh, is that the one where he goes back into the past and he finds a guy who thinks he's the Doctor?
No, that's
Shit! I love that one too.
I love that one. That's my favorite. I was going to say
Yes.
with the giant Cyberman.
the giant
That-
Cyberman. Yeah,
It's dumb, but like David Morrissey is excellent, and the Jackson Lake twist is such a good twist. So, yeah, that one's great.
yeah, and I love it that at the end of that one he kind of creates a little mini sub Doctor basically because like he creates this guy who thought he was the Doctor, but then he finally realizes and he comes through, saves his kid. But now this guy from the past has got his own quote-unquote TARDIS and his own quote-unquote companion. And I was just kind of like, he kind of just created a subversion of himself in the past. But yeah, let's see. Any other regular Christmas episodes that you guys can think of? Family Guy used to do them back when they were a funny show. And I really do love the first Family Guy Christmas. But that's about as far as I can go into any Family Guy love. Simpsons have now tried to start doing that. The Simpsons have tried to start doing like they do with their Halloween one. The first Simpsons one is
Episode ever.
Yeah.
It's first episode. Yeah,
that was the Christmas one. The very first
exactly.
The actual pilot for The Simpsons was a just half-hour Christmas special. And it
was awesome.
And it was
It
good.
was
yeah.
It was awesome. I really like that one because it gets the kind of Christmas, like the bits that everyone else seems to like that I generally hate in a Christmas show, of the whole togetherness and all that stuff, in a way that is honest, human, and also not schmaltzy. It's and also hilarious. It's great.
It is, and yeah, it is. That's the thing that I really love about The Simpsons when they're, trying to be like a family thing, is that they do say, yeah, listen, family isn't great. There's problems to it, because, yeah, The Simpsons, their first Christmas episode ends with basically Homer losing everything he had worked so hard to get. But then at the end, they get the dog, and it's like, you know what, we still got something. It's kind of like, yeah, we have something to be happy about. But yeah, there's one TV special that I really wanted to talk about, which was Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. If anybody,
How many of those words were made up?
No, this is an actual title. It was a Jim Henson puppet, little like half-hour TV special that they ran a long time ago. You can find it on Netflix, but I remember they used to run that every Christmas, and I adored that when I was a kid. It's it's kind of one of those gifts of the Magi kind of things in which the mom has to, in which it's Ma and her little boy. What did I say? They were Emmett Otter. Otter. They were otters. That's
Yes.
what they were. Yeah, sorry. I had to remember because they look like beavers in it, but they're actually otters.
Otter is in the title.
Yeah, Otter is in the title. I should know this. But yeah, they're both broke. They have no money. They scrap and struggle to survive. But there's a talent show, and it's like, well, if I sell my son's blank, I can't remember what it was, then I can actually, get a nice dress so I can impress the judges, and then I can win, and I can make all the money, buy back his thing, and it'll be fine. And at the same time, the son is like, well, if I cut a hole in my mom's washboard, then I can make an instrument out of it, and I can play in the talent show, and I can, and then I can win, and I can get back the money. And then at the end, they both lose, but they're able to come together, and there is, they do win something there at the end. And I always enjoyed that. Shoot.
I got one more.
Yeah.
Star Wars Christmas special.
Nice! Oh, feel like we should call it Maz for this one. But has anyone actually seen the whole thing? Because I've only seen parts.
Fuck no.
I've only seen reviews, and just from what I've seen from the reviews, it seems pretty bad.
I love that that's the one thing that George Lucas is ashamed of, and yet if you watch that in comparison to some of the stuff he put into the prequels, it's like, it's not that far off, man.
It's like, back then he had some dignity, so that's why he had some shame in that. Now he just doesn't give a fuck.
Well, he still has shame in the fact that that thing exists, and yet it's not as bad as a lot of stuff he actually made canon. But I mean, it's such a weird thing that, they've got B. Arthur running the cantina, they've got the Chewbacca family celebrating Life Day, and they have to put on, and they live in wooden shacks, but at the same time they have virtual reality helmets that lets them watch singers perform. It's a very weird, trippy thing.
It's not canon.
No, it's definitely not canon. Yeah.
Not that
Obviously.
matters in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not at this point, no, because I mean, like as you said, the prequels pretty much did away with so much of the stuff that was canon, and George Lucas. He's the guy who invented the phrase extended universe, because basically the way that he set up, anything that he says he wants to have happen in the Star Wars world, it happens. It's now canon. He doesn't even have to write anything. He just has to say this happened, and it is canon. It happened. So he can change it however he wants. So it doesn't really matter.
George Lucas spoke, and it was so.
First there was nothing, and George Lucas created light. But then he tweaked the light and put it into different aspect ratios and added
put it in
Jar Jar
3D.
in the background and Tauntaun, whatever.
And then George Lucas arrested for 30 years.
Okay. We should probably mention at some point the Peanuts Christmas special.
Oh yeah, you can't have Christmas without peanuts.
Yeah, that's another one of those standards that's one of those ones in which it's very odd to me because it's one of the very few Christmas specials that actually stops and goes, this day is about Jesus, guys. Which, I mean, when I was a kid, it's like I didn't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it now. I mean, the Christmas is, the birthday of Jesus. I mean, that's what the day is about. Not that anyone celebrates, really takes that into account when celebrating it. But, yeah, I always found that odd that is the one holiday special out there that I can name that actually does stop to talk about Jesus. I mean, it doesn't just stop. It goes, spotlight, please. And, I mean, they give the speech.
And he quotes from the Bible.
And it quotes from the Bible. I was like, dang, this is... Which I was actually looking around this year, and the Christmas special is not being shown, but something called Charlie Brown, Happiness is a Warm Blanket is being shown, which is a different Christmas special they made. I'm unaware of this one.
Yeah, I don't know about this one either.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that might be the reason. I don't think so. I can't imagine it being so. But
Yes, I really hope they didn't replace it. And I just hope the original Charlie Brown Christmas is just airing on a different time,
yeah.
a different date or something. Because
it's
every time I go to Hallmark or CVS, and they always have a whole bunch of Charlie Brown Christmas stuff. So
yeah, I mean it's all out there. I mean it's not something that they would ever replace. I can't imagine them doing it. But yeah, I mean, that is always infamous. Not infamous, that's totally the wrong word. That's always famous for being known for the Charlie Brown Christmas tree for the crappy little tree that, I mean, I still to this day just hear people say, you know, oh, I got myself a tree. Oh, what kind of tree? Oh, it's a Charlie Brown tree. Like, that's, like, they say that and that's all they know. It's one
They
of
actually
those,
do sell, like, Charlie Brown Christmas
like,
trees.
specifically made for that point. I mean, you know that there are so many guys who sell Christmas trees who, when they get just a really crappy twig, just go, I can make money off this. It's like, thank you, Charlie Brown. But let's go into movies. Anybody have any? Yeah.
One thing I want to add
Yes.
is, have you seen The Snowman, or is that
Yes,
just a
I
British
have
thing?
seen The Snowman.
Okay, god damn, The Snowman's great.
Oh, yes. Then the ending. I'm not... it's like, oh gosh, that ending. It just... It's sad but true, and, you know...
It's so good!
It is good, it is good.
To depress you right now, apparently it's being done, like, it's apparently really good, according to people that I trust but don't believe. They're making a sequel to
Yes,
that
I
that's
actually
coming
did,
up.
like, see the trailer for the sequel.
I reject all ideas of the concept of making a sequel to The Snowman.
It's like...
Why?
Oof.
It's perfect. That is... man, I love The Snowman. That's all I wanted to say.
Nice.
Yes.
Speaking of that, we didn't even talk about any of the Rankin Bass Christmas specials. Now that I think about, you know, Rudolph.
Do we have to? There's too many of them.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, do we have to?
There's only two that matter.
Only two?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
And...
Yeah. Santa Claus is coming too.
Okay.
Those are the only two that matter.
I guess, well, I always watch Frosty the Snowman, but I guess since it's a cartoon and not, like, stop
The
motion,
stop
it
motion
doesn't
ones,
count.
It's not as known, but yeah. I mean, I always liked the Frosty the Snowman one, simply because at the end, when the villain behind the whole thing, which the fact that the Christmas special has a villain to it is weird.
Oh gosh, I love the villain.
Yes.
The evil magician.
But they actually stop him, and at the end of it, the evil magician just kind of goes, I'm sorry, and Frosty's just like, it's okay. It's like,
No, Santa's just like, maybe if you're right, I am sorry for what I did to Frosty 100 times. Maybe you'll get something for Christmas.
that's what it was. I remember there was something that was just so, like, that was the first time my heart ever melted for a villain, because I was like, he's just so pathetic.
We evil magicians need to make a living too, you know.
Yeah, the villain from that always showed me. But yeah, there's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which has some of my favorite characters in there. It was the Brumble, right? That's what the
Bumble. That's
Bumble.
what.
Bumble's bound.
Yes.
And Yukon.
Yukon Cornelius.
Yukon Cornelius, yes. Oh, I love those two characters. Yukon Cornelius, I thought was the biggest badass when I was a little kid too.
Same.
Oh, we need more characters like Yukon Cornelius. But then, of course, you said Santa Claus is coming to town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that's one that I don't have as many memories of, so you guys can...
Yeah, it's like, I didn't really grow up with it, but like, when I was older, when like ABC Family or whatever did the 25 Days of Christmas thing, I caught it on TV then. It's like, oh, so that's what I missed out. You know, it's cute. It's enjoyable. I guess because I didn't grow up with it, doesn't really like stick with me, but...
Was that the one that had the heat miser in it?
No, that's the Year Without a Santa Claus.
Oh, okay. That reminds me, that 70s show also always did a Christmas special every year, and I remember that because one of the only memorable lines I have from that entire show's run was when Hyde was watching a Christmas special, and he just went, man, Heat Miser's a badass. That's all. That will always stick in my mind.
No, it's like I remember like one Christmas special on that 70s show where they were watching The Grinch and they were like, nothing is like, it just isn't Christmas without a big Grinch ass or something, a big green Grinch ass or something like that.
I remember the line now. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. I like that 70s show back when it was good. We're going to eventually do an episode dedicated to shows that ran way past when they should have ended, and we'll talk about that show more then. But yes, but yeah, let's go into like some actual movies that are Christmas themed. Anybody have any favorite classics before we move into like the modern day ones?
Like how old would you consider a classic?
I'd say before the 80s.
Gee, I don't know.
Yeah, nobody really has it. Like, there's so many famous ones, you know, Miracle on 34th Street.
It's a Wonderful Life.
What's the weird thing about It's a Wonderful Life, that movie, like, tanked and got bad reviews when it first came out. But that was, like, one of the first true cult classics. that actually grew into popularity.
Like, when did A Christmas Story come out?
Oh, is that the
83.
83? Yeah, that's one of the more. That's what I consider to be the start of the more modern ones.
Okay.
Which yeah,
I keep thinking Christmas Story is like way older.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I think the reason why is because it's a guy in the 80s talking about his childhood back in the 50s. So it seems like something set even further in the past. But yeah, I will admit, I'm not the biggest fan of classic Christmas stories, like any of the old black and white ones. Simply because they're just, I don't know, so, like, I think it's because once you get to a point, they've all been parodied or remade so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, I mean, it loses the effect. I mean, how many times have you seen the I wish I was never born, oh, well, then I'll show you what the world would have been like if you had never been born kind of storyline. Which I didn't like A Christmas Carol when I was a kid. I like it now. I'm fine with it now. But I don't know, when I was a kid, I have no idea. Maybe it's because it's a story about a guy trying to kill himself. Maybe that's why it didn't jive with me when I was a kid.
Christmas Carol or It's a Wonderful Life?
Oh, I'm sorry, It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful
It's
Life.
like, wait, Scrooge didn't try and kill himself?
I will gladly take any Christmas Carol remake over any It's a Wonderful Life remake. Because I always figure you can at least do a little bit more with that. Not to mention, the It's a Wonderful Life things, they always have the exact same, like, plot and pacing to it. It's always shows you what the world would have been like, always goes up to people and they don't recognize them, and then they find out that the world is a much much worse place without them. It's always the exact same thing.
Actually, I have to stop you there.
Okay.
There is one parody of It's a Wonderful Life that I absolutely love.
Oh, which one?
Married Without Children.
Oh! Wait, didn't they...
Yeah, it's like Al Bundy, he's like putting up the lights and he's like, oh, this sucks, I'd rather be dead, and like he gets electrocuted or something, and it's like, then like, you know, the angel shows him how happy everyone is without him. It's like, oh, and the angel's like, oh man, I fucked up, and Al Bundy's like, these people are happy without me. They don't deserve to be happy. They deserve to be miserable. Bring me back to life.
Yeah, exactly. I remember the angel was just like, really? That's why you want to get... Alright, I ain't complaining. I'll get those wings. But yeah, Married with Children was another one of those series that always did a Christmas episode every single year. My favorite being, and it was a very simple one, it was like a bottle episode because they never left the couch. The entire episode was, it was just Al and Peg sitting on the couch, flipping through Christmas specials, commenting on how much they hate them. And every now and again, their neighbor would come in and ask to borrow, like, a dozen plates and a dozen paper cups. And they go, are you guys throwing a Christmas party this year? No. And then they'd open the door, and there'd be Christmas lights blaring and music playing. And then in the background, their daughter and son would be trying to get a jukebox that they stole from the back of a truck that was going to be the Christmas present to their parents, lifted by a pulley up to the second floor. Because Married with Children was famous for always just using those really crappy dummies for whenever somebody got hurt. Like those really, like, loose, like, filled with hay, scarecrow kind of dummies. And I always found that hilarious, and that episode was nothing but just pratfalls of those dummies. But I love that episode so much because that, to me, is kind of Christmas. It's sitting on the couch with your loved ones, just commenting on how much you don't like Christmas specials.
That sounds exactly like Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, back to the movies. Any more, like, classic ones? Because, yeah, like, Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life. I'm really blanking on a lot of the other ones because they've just been remade so many times that when I try and think of them, I think of ones I like better in the present day.
Yeah, it's like, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, like...
I mean, that's Miracle on 34th Street.
You see, they even
Yeah,
changed
they
the
all
title.
merged.
They changed the titles.
They do, yeah, it's the exact same one.
There is one Christmas movie, old classic one, March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Oh, I don't know this one.
It's with Laurel and Hardy.
Oh, damn, I don't know this one.
Oh wow, I have the DVD. I need to show you it.
Oh, wow, nice. Okay.
I also have not heard it, but if it's Lauren Hardy, sign me up.
Yes,
I'm there.
yes.
Well, in that case, let's just skip past the old ones, because I don't think any of us have a. So, anybody like anything from the more modern age? Because I was trying to think of the first, like, the earliest Christmas Carol, story, but all I could think of was Scrooge. To me, Scrooge is the best movie version of a Christmas Carol.
I still haven't seen that, but it's like, I need to because Bill Murray, his entire job is taking films that should be terrible and making them amazing. That's all he does.
That movie is great.
It's I feel like most of the Christmas Carol remakes I love are because of the cast, Bill Murray and Scrooge, and A Muppet Christmas Carol and Mickey's Christmas Carol, which is the one I grew up on. It's you have Scrooge McDuck as Ebenezer Scrooge, you have Mickey as Bob Cratchit, and you have all these other characters from all these other Disney movies, and they're some of them are this part of the supporting cast, Jiminy Cricket is the ghost of the Christmas past. Then you have other
the giant from the Beanstalk.
Yes, he was ghost of.
It's slowly coming back.
Yes, he's the ghost of Christmas Present, and Pete as ghost of Christmas Future, which I thought was fucking awesome.
I love that. I love that Pete was the ghost of Christmas Future because Pete never shuts up, but the ghost of Christmas Future is known for not talking. So yeah. But yeah, there's Scrooge, which was just absolutely amazing because it's very gritty and weird with where it goes with some of the stuff. Like how the ghost of Christmas Present was this fairy who just kept beating the crap out of Bill Murray. Or Bill Murray discovers that someone froze to death in a sewer because of him. Or when they go into the future and find out that somebody that a little kid is actually in a mental institution because of him. It's that is really dark at points, but Bill Murray still keeps it hilarious at all moments. We mentioned A Christmas Story, which I've mentioned I don't like because of just personal reasons. That and also, even if it weren't for the personal reason I always mention, I can't watch a movie where a kid cries. So in the moment where his glasses break and he has to pretend like he's crying,
even fake crying,
even fake crying, I can't. If it's a little kid, I can't stand fake crying.
You're such a softie.
I am when it comes to that. But yeah, anybody have positive memories of A Christmas Story?
My dad likes it, so I always get him A Christmas Story themed stuff for Christmas. So.
Yeah, easy gifts. That's good.
Very easy.
I've never seen it.
What was that, Kevin?
My parents don't like it, so I've actually never seen it.
Oh, geez, we have the exact opposite parents then, because as I mentioned, my parents were divorced, so I always had to spend Christmas twice. I had to spend it in the morning with one parent and at the other parents at another.
That's really fun. That's really fun, isn't it? Because just what you need when you're starting to get annoyed with Christmas, when you're at that age, is 2 fucking Christmases.
But what makes it worse is that both of my parents, this had to have been the one thing that brought them together. They both love A Christmas Story, and TBS would play it for 24 hours. So my mom would go, okay, we're going to watch this, and they would just have it on in the background, not allowed to change the channel, that would be the only thing on. So we would watch it about 2 to 3 times at her house. Then we would go over to my dad's place and go,
no!
And we'd go over to my dad's place, and my dad would go, okay, I haven't watched this all day because I was waiting for you guys to get here. We're going to watch A Christmas Story on TBS. It's on for 24 hours. And we'd watch it 2 or 3 times over there every fucking Christmas.
The thing is, I probably wouldn't hate. I probably wouldn't dislike A Christmas Story so much if they didn't play it for 24 fucking hours.
There is no Christmas movie that is that fucking good. I mean, what if you did it once a year?
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
What was that? Well,
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
And the thing is, every time I go to a review site and they put their top 10 favorite Christmas movies, A Christmas Story is always usually number 1. And it's a good movie, but I don't. It doesn't deserve to be number 1.
It is good, but yeah, once again, it's one of those things that's well, if we don't put it, then that's. I mean, this is the classic. This has to go up. No, it fucking doesn't. Classics do not have to go on your list just because they're classics. But yeah, so skipping over that. Let's see, any other great ones? I'm trying to go kind of in chronological order in my mind, starting from the 80s, but I'm blanking on so many of them. There was one that I definitely wanted to talk about, but I'm forgetting. Screw it.
I know one from the 80s.
Oh, yeah?
One Magic Christmas.
I don't know this one.
Oh, it's Mary Steenburgen, and basically she's a Christmas Burger person. And when the husband goes to the bank, he gets murdered,
Ooh.
and then the person who killed him takes his car with the 2 children in there, and then proceeds to drive away, and then he accidentally runs off a bridge.
And then one of these children becomes Spider-Man.
No. However, there is an angel, Gideon the Angel, played by Harry Dean Stanton.
It was going so well until you mentioned an angel showed up.
And he saves both the kids. And then the daughter, Gideon saves both the children from the car in the river, and basically takes the young daughter up to the North Pole to meet Santa Claus, who has a gray beard instead of white.
Ooh.
Sounds like the children died and they went to their version of heaven.
Is this Santa the Grey instead of Santa the White?
Yeah. It's a really depressing Christmas movie.
Jesus
It's also a
Christ.
Disney Christmas movie.
Disney used to do dark shit. They did. Oh, man. Let's keep moving on. Going with a much more modern one. I really like Elf. I'll admit that.
I kind of like torn between Elf. I mean, like, there's some parts where I find like cute and charming, and other points is like really annoying. But that's just me.
I don't know. I'm totally charmed with that thing, but if anybody tells me that they're annoyed by a movie with Will Ferrell in it, I'm not going to dispute it.
I didn't like it that much when I was... Because I only saw it when it came out, so I didn't like it that much then, and suddenly everyone's saying it's like some kind of modern classic, and I'm like, when did this happen?
I wouldn't go that far.
Wait, but I've heard a lot of people suddenly go, yeah, Elf. I'm like, so when did Elf suddenly become a cult hit? It seemingly happened one day. No one mentioned Elf because it was an old movie that barely anyone saw, and then suddenly it was a big thing. I don't know.
I think it's one of those that there are so few actual memorable Christmas movies that come out. I mean, yeah, every year we get at least one Christmas movie, but I'd say like only 1 out of every 4 Christmas movies that come out are actually memorable. So Elf kind of got designated as the Christmas movie from that era. Because, I mean, what were the other Christmas movies that came out around that time? Yeah, exactly, my point. There was you can't remember any of the other ones. That's the one memorable one that came out from around that time. So, therefore, it's the one that survived.
Hey, what about Christmas with the Cranks?
I know the name, I'm blanking.
It's the Tim Allen one with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh,
I never
They
saw it.
try
My
to
sister
leave
got
on
it.
vacation because
Oh,
none
yeah,
of the
that
family's
one.
coming home.
Can we talk about the other Tim Allen Christmas movie, The Santa
Santa
Claus?
Claus?
Yes, I love the first one. The sequels can rot in hell.
The first one, I don't know, like, that was a phobia of mine when I was a little kid. The idea of you transforming into something else. So watching that, even though he's becoming Santa, I was like, no, this man is morphing into another creature. And it's like other people watch that, and I just looked at it, it's not like I was horrified by it, but
Santa stole his soul!
it's not like I was horrified by it, but somewhere in the back of my mind, it was almost like a Lovecraftian horror thing on some level for me.
Well, that's what happens when you kill Santa. You have to take his place. Someone has to deliver the toys.
Which, think about that. Think about the fact that is a Christmas movie that actually starts with him killing Santa. But yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty messed up, but I still love it.
but yeah. You mentioned Christmas with the Cranks. That reminds me of another just absolute horrible Christmas movie. It was the one with Ben Affleck and James Gandolfini.
Oh, James Gandolfini.
Yeah, where Ben Affleck is a crazy rich person who never had a Christmas, so he finds the house he grew up in and pays the people living there to treat him like their son on Christmas.
It is real life.
You'll see.
I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I want to say Stealing Christmas, but that's something totally different. Surviving Christmas, that's it. Yeah, ooh, man, that is just a creepy-ass premise.
I just remember trailers for that movie.
Yeah.
When it was coming out.
Exactly, I've caught little bits of it, and it's just terrible. I just realized that's still only the second worst Christmas movie Ben Affleck has made. He was also in Reindeer Games. I caught that.
Was it actually a Christmas movie?
It was set at Christmas. It was set at Christmas. It was about a heist being pulled at Christmas.
It's got reindeer in the name. It's a Christmas
movie. And yeah, I saw that thing on a plane and it was like, open the doors. I need out of here. I was turning into that guy from Midnight Run. These things go down. But yeah, thank God he.
How have we skipped over Home Alone here?
Oh, we totally skipped over Home Alone. You're right.
Yes, I was thinking about it. I was gonna eventually bring it up, but
So we're gonna mention Home Alone and Home Alone 2 with the creepy pigeon lady, or not?
What about Skyfall?
Is Skyfall at Christmas?
No, it's mentioned. It's a Skyfall's a Home Alone movie.
Oh
It's not a
yeah,
Christmas movie.
that turns into Home Alone at the end. It turns into Batman Home
which
Alone
is
at
funny
the end.
because everyone says Home Alone is another version of Die Hard.
You're right.
It's like the kid version of Die Hard. It is taking down criminals during Christmas and all that.
By booby traps
Exactly.
and
I think I like Home Alone more now. Ever since Justin said that.
I don't.
Newfound respect.
I saw I think I saw the first one once, and I definitely saw the second one over and over and over again because we had that on VHS back in the day. But all I remember is New York, really creepy pigeon lady, and they're now the Sticky Bandits. That's the only things I
they're
remember.
now the Sticky Bandits is also what I remember from that.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted the recorder that he always had.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember the commercials for those.
I remember that too. Man, it's weird watching Home Alone when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, go kid. Watching it as an adult, I'm like, this is really fucking brutal. Like, I mean, seeing what he's doing to them. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm on the bad guy's side, but I'm like, he's burning their flesh. This is intense what he's doing.
And the guy with the shovel was terrifying when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
But he's just a good person.
Yes, he's just misunderstood. Like
No.
the creepy pigeon lady.
I know they continued to make Home Alone movies without Macaulay
They
Culkin.
made Home Alone 3,
Yeah.
which was terrible.
It
It
wasn't.
had-
No,
it didn't have
no,
Macaulay
they
Culkin.
they made Home Alone 5 this year
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't.
with Malcolm McFucking Dowell in it.
Whoa!
I know.
I knew they kept making them. I didn't know that part. Damn.
Is Malcolm McDowell like old Daniel Stern in that movie or something?
Let me check. No, he's just someone called Sinclair, so I guess he's a creepy British guy. I don't know.
Oh, he must be the villain if he's named Sinclair.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, he is a pair of thieves. Here's the sentence. Meanwhile, a pair of thieves named Sinclair and Jessica, along with their new safecracker Hughes, plan to break into the Baxter's new house and steal a valuable hidden painting inside. Riveting shit there.
Yeah, with 3 and everyone after that, the criminals became almost like professional jewel thieves or something. Whereas with the first 2, they were just average thugs trying to break in. But I mean, with the ones after that, it was almost like they were supervillains on some level.
I'm just disappointed that they never took it to space. You know, most franchises you got to go to space at some point. If you took Home Alone to space, it would go way better.
But then he wouldn't be in home. He'd be in space.
Now, if
He'd
it
be
was
in
ET.
space
Moon
home.
home.
Unless it takes place
Newt
in the
Gingrich's
future where
house.
everyone lives out in space.
So Jason X tries to break into Macaulay Culkin the 15's house, space pod.
Yeah.
No, it just takes place in Newt Gingrich's house.
Well, it isn't actually Home Alone in space is basically Alien. So
Yeah. Holy fuck, it is.
It's more Alien 3, actually.
This is weird. It's like 3 degrees to Home Alone.
Speaking of those ones where it's basically just, it's more of just we mentioned Die Hard very briefly. There's 3 solid action films, action/crime films that take place at Christmas that Christmas doesn't play into it that much, but in a way it kind of does. There's Die Hard, there's Lethal Weapon, and there's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
And Jingle All the Way.
Oh my god, I
We'll
just
get-
watched that
You
last
just
night.
watched that last night,
Yes. I saw the trailers when I was little. And I was in middle school or something, or whenever it came out. So I was like,
When Sinbad was popular.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like.
They made a movie in 15 minutes. He was famous for a while. I can't.
Yeah, it's
deny
like
that.
I was I was at that age where it's like, this looks stupid. So I was smart enough to realize it's a dumb movie, now I was like, I'm just curious to see how stupid it is.
Holy shit, I'm wearing off on you.
No, it's just like... No, it's like, you're not the only one who does bad movie nights, you know.
Alright.
So, I'm like watching this like, this isn't just stupid, this is just pure evil. I mean, like, it's like Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger are like committing crimes and felonies, and if this took place in the real world, several deaths. All just to get this spoiled little brat one toy. And I'm like, this is
Arnold
not...
would have gone to prison for pretending to be a police officer.
Sinbad mailing a bomb.
Oh, fuck. I've not seen this movie. This is all news to me.
I've got loads of people I've heard, like, in modern day kind of defending it as more of a satire on what it seems to be. No, it's just another one of those terrible movies.
Yeah.
It's not cleverer than it seems. It really is that stupid.
Yes, and like, spoiler alert, the little kid giving away the toy does not make up for all the shit Arnold and Sinbad did. They still have to go to jail for everything they've done.
It's like the Taken of Christmas movies.
Oh, fuck, it kind of is. Alright. We're basically just been doing nothing but comparing one Christmas movie to another, to a totally different movie.
Well, you know, you can only be so creative with Christmas movies, I guess.
But yeah, speaking of, like, Lethal Weapon, I enjoyed that one, out of those three that I mentioned, that's the one that actually does kind of play into Christmas a little bit, because at the end it is kind of like, hey, opening your heart to someone else. And also, I mean, Mel Gibson suffers with massive depression in that, and Christmas is the worst time of year for that. As far as Kiss Kiss Bang Bang goes,
yeah,
you really only get, like, one Christmas scene in there, aside from him stealing the toy in the beginning. But you really only get one, which is the weird-ass L.A. Christmas party, which I love that because you can tell that Shane Black, deep down in his heart, somewhere is a New Yorker, and he hates having to live in L.A. And that one scene was just him unloading all of his hatred, just the weird, like, the naked girl dressed up with, like, reindeer hooves on, like, fake prancing inside of a glass cage, and Robert Downey Jr. just sitting there like, I don't know what this is. Just, and then he goes in that huge, like, he just loses it and goes in that huge rant of, it's like the entire country was grabbed by the East Coast and whipped up.
And someone shook it.
And all the normal girls held on. I love that. I love any moment in which a director just goes, fuck it, I just gotta get this out of here. Yeah, moving into some of the more recent ones, we recently just saw Arthur Christmas for the first time.
Yes.
I did too.
I really want to see that. I haven't seen it yet. Is it
Yes,
good?
it's very cute.
It is. It's a very cute film.
It's like
Good.
I was hesitant at first because, you know, it was the way it was advertised. It seemed like another cheesy CGI Christmas movie. And when I found it was by Armin, it's like, oh god, no, please don't fall, please don't crumble, please don't let's be your downfall, Armin.
Your cars.
Yes, your cars. Because it didn't even look like it was made by Armin. I mean, even like Flushed Away, which was CGI, had the Aardman look. So
Flushed Away was CGI?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like
Flushed Away was totally CGI.
I thought that was claymation.
Giant underwater, under sewer city. What the hell? Do you think they built that entire... How have you gone this long not realizing Flushed Away was CGI?
Dude, if anybody could do that with clay, it would be Aardman. I don't know.
But luckily I was happily wrong and I enjoyed the movie very much. So.
And Arthur Christmas is another one of those ones that really sums up what Christmas is to people. Because, I mean, there's that great moment which is just Arthur and his family sitting around relaxing to play a board game. And it's nothing but family tension, just staring at, just the family members staring at each other from across the table. It's very much just what Christmas is, sitting down to play the board game even though nobody really wants to.
Yep.
But yeah, and yeah, once again, it is another one of those, like, Arthur is the whole he basically is pointing out what Christmas is supposed to be. Whereas my one problem with that was that basically, Santa has two sons. One who's totally on the ball, but doesn't have the spirit of Christmas. Arthur has the spirit of Christmas, but he's a big goof up. But my problem with it was that Santa himself, I was watching going, how the hell did you become Santa? Because he was basically just like some doddering old man.
Well, it was probably like good back in the old days when you just got older.
Back in his heyday, yeah. Because we also see Arthur's grandfather, who used to be the Santa before him, and I love that guy. I love that character because he is such an old coot. Just no other word for it. Like, he's the guy talking about, in my day, paint was made out of lead, and we liked it. Like, that kind of an old coot.
It's like, that's another thing I liked about Arthur Christmas. So, like, it shows that that both old-fashioned and high-tech have their good sides and their downfalls. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's problems to both. Exactly.
Yeah. Once they get to Toronto, I think that movie gets way
does.
Yes.
Yeah, once they actually go out there into the world, that becomes a lot.
You would say that, wouldn't you?
Well, at first I wasn't sure like when they almost hit a tower, it's like, that looks a lot like the CN Tower, and then they get to the like half crescent building, it's like, okay, that's Toronto City Hall, this is Toronto, and then they hit a sign that says Toronto. I was like, perfect.
Nice.
I like the fact that they say, "Oh, we're gonna cause a scene." It's like, it's Toronto, it's Canada, no one lives here. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, it was an old. That was the old Santa, because the old Santa has not been out of the North Pole for about 100 years. It was like 70 years was the last time that he went out. So he has this old map that he's using to guide around, and he's like, "Yeah, nobody lives in Canada."
And it's got a great ending.
Yes,
it does.
Really like the ending.
I haven't seen it. I'm very excited to.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out.
Yes.
Any other modern day Christmas ones that you guys enjoy?
I actually like the remake of Christmas Carol, the Robert Zemeckis one.
Oh, with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I actually like that one.
Oh. I never saw
Yeah,
it, but...
Oh, okay, you never saw it. I was about to go, oh shit, we're about to have a throwdown here.
No, it's just, I'm just kind of, like, thrown off. It's like, it was like back when 3D was new, so they're, like, shoving everything in front of your face and everything, and I'm just looking at the trails like, is this scene really necessary? So, yeah, that's why I never really saw it. It just kind of threw me off.
I've heard a lot of people really digging that, yeah.
Yeah, like, it still has the really creepy, uncanny valley thing, but there's, like, there's one scene where the ghost of future is, like, chasing Ebenezer Scrooge, and he turns little and becomes a little too cartoonish, but there's sequences in that movie that are actually really effective and stuff that really works, even if everybody looks like a zombie.
Nice. Yeah,
and Jim Carrey's actually pretty good in that movie.
Jim Carrey, despite the fact that he's now just taken any script that he can get, including Mr. Popper's Penguins, he is still a talented guy. So, I mean, when someone knows how to use him, they can make really good stuff.
And there's I did see it in theaters when it came out, and it actually did have some interesting uses of 3D when I did see it.
Yeah, nice.
Right. So, speaking of Jim Carrey and Christmas, how do you guys feel about The Grinch?
I don't.
That's one of those ones that it's weird. Like, I've never seen it, but I remember people saying, "Oh God, this is absolute garbage" when it came out. It's now one of those movies that people are slowly starting to like go, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." And I think once again, it's that elf effect. I think it's that thing that what were the other Christmas movies that came out around that time?
Well,
yeah,
Polar Express. I just thought
Polar
of that.
Express.
I'm gonna watch that this year.
Polar Express is a weird movie.
I'm gonna watch it. I've only seen bits and pieces,
the problem
but I'm gonna
with
sit down
Polar
and watch
Express
it.
and The Grinch is that they try and stretch out like a short story, and that I really hate it when movies do that. I'm sorry.
But at the same time, so does Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Cloudy and the Chance of Meatballs is the only one that has gotten it right. I have yet to see another movie.
They did it by doing a completely different story, not by stretching out.
Yes. Thank you. That's exactly
right. Yeah, my argument is
I've seen many original films based on nothing that are clearly stretched out things that could only hold about 30 minutes. So
hey, guess what? I finally saw Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh.
You'll convince me to see it.
How'd you like it?
What do you think?
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
Yay!
Go.
Yay! Damn right.
It runs a bit thin at the end, but it still works. It's still pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
I like my ending. My ending's good. I made my own ending, and I stuck by it. That's what happened. Anyway, carry on.
Oh, yeah. But speaking of a lot of CG films that have come for Christmas, I'm hoping that this is the one that is this this 4-year spans Christmas one that survives and goes on, even though it's not going to make its money back in America. Rise of the Guardians, because we talked about this literally the day I had seen it. We did an episode and I talked about how I had seen it, and I was like, it's really good, but it's all right. The more I think more I think about that, and the more I go back to it, it's like I really fucking dig that movie. Like, the more I think back to that movie, the more good. I'm enjoying it.
It's so good when that happens, because normally movies get worse in my mind as they go on.
Yeah.
It's so good when you get a film that can actually get better retroactively thinking about
and
it.
Aaron's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Full measuring device.
Oh, you should go to the hospital for that.
It's a tumor.
You got a murmur, son. Merry Christmas.
The Grinch's
Aaron,
heart grows 3 times in size. He lifts up the sleigh and saves Christmas. My heart grows 3 times larger. I'm just sitting in the coffee shop and go, I actually think I do like Rise of the Guardians. That's as big as I'm gonna get. That's as big as my heart's gonna get. That movie was pretty good. But no, I think the reason why I wasn't that big on it when I came out was because I was like, well, that really was just a kid's film. But, I mean, the more I'm thinking about it, I was like, of course it fucking was a kid's film. It had the Easter Bunny and Tooth Fairy in there, you moron. And as far as the kid's film goes, that was a fucking good kid's film. Like, I keep thinking back to, at the end of that movie, I was trying to deny it, but the more I think about it, I was like, no, I actually was starting to tear up at the end. That actually was, really hitting me there at the end. And I mean,
it's still on over here. Should I go and see it?
You know what? It's fun. I would really enjoy it. I would really say, maybe, I don't know if you guys have different prices throughout the day. If you do, to be safe, I'd say see it at the matinee price, the cheaper price. But you know what? I had a good time. Get some 3D glasses because it's it looks visually incredible.
And it's not just the Christmas movie either, Rise of the Guardians, because you can watch it during Easter because there's the Easter Bunny.
Not only can you watch it during Easter, the very weird thing is that movie doesn't actually take place at Christmas. It takes place at Easter. It takes place at Easter.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it takes place at Easter, but the whole world is just. But Jack Frost is the hero, so there's snow everywhere, and it has Santa in it. And it was released at Christmas. So I'm sorry, it's a Christmas movie. But it does take place at Easter.
But Jack Frost is in there, too.
Yeah, Jack Frost is the protagonist, so...
Yeah, it's like the Easter Bunny, holds a grudge against him because he, made a snow one Easter, and it's just...
It's like, Easter, ho!
Yeah. Blessed of 87, yeah. Easter Sunday. That's my best Calvin impression.
And the Easter kangaroo. Excuse me? I'm the bunny.
I was thinking, what the hell are you doing?
No, that's a line, yeah.
Oh, that's Callum.
No, that was not a Australian impression, but I realized, once again, I can't do impressions. But no, I'm really digging that, and yeah, it is fun when it's working, and they do something in the middle of it that, yeah, I know you like the darker stuff. They do something in the middle of there, in which I was like, holy shit, they did this in a kid's movie. It gets kind of fucking dark in there. And also... Even though we're talking about how this is all about Santa, about Russian tat sleeve Santa, and how it takes place around the Easter Bunny time. And
you mean Russian Alec Baldwin?
Russian Alec Baldwin, yes. No, he actually does play a character, and he's actually pretty darn good in there. I gotta say, I think the breakaway character from that was the Sandman. The Sandman is basically the Hulk of this movie. You don't see him in action all that much, because he's the Sandman. He's sleeping most of the time. But when he's in action, it's like, holy shit, they have a Sandman.
Yeah, it's like, even the the villain, Pitch, he actually, flinched when he saw Sandman, which is funny because he's just this cute, chubby little guy, and, he doesn't
pajamas,
even...
yeah.
Yes, and he doesn't even talk. He uses his sand to, make pictures and stuff.
Yeah, he communicates through Pictionary above his head, through little sand images, but yeah.
It sounds like that scene from How to Train Your Dragon, where Toothless gets his stick and starts drawing over the ground.
Kind of, yeah. But yeah, once again, Toothless and How to Train Your Dragon, so good, but not at Christmas. Anybody have any other ones you want to throw out before we go?
I finally saw Love Actually.
Oh!
Oh, how is that?
That movie has zero qualms about being completely sentimental, and you know what? That's kind of awesome. It's really funny, too.
Christmas lady stories. I wish Stacey was here to give us a Christmas lady story update. I love that she actually wrote that article. I love that.
Yo, Christmas lady stories. Check it out. I was like, amazing.
Nice. That was so great.
all my favourite, like, technical Christmas movies are just very tangentially set at Christmas, like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and LA Confidential, which starts at the beginning of Christmas.
Gremlins.
Oh, fuck Gremlins!
Yes! That does not seem like a Christmas movie at all, but it does take place during Christmas.
And not to mention, the only thing that really relies on Christmas is the girl telling the story about her dad dying at Christmas dressed as Santa. And
he got stuck in the chimney.
It's the darkest fucking thing! But yeah, that is another great, freaky-ass movie that just happens to take place at Christmas. Oh, shit.
And Gizmo's adorable.
Well, Gizmo is adorable.
Yes.
Don't feed him after midnight. Don't get him wet.
Wait, what?
And can I just say, I love the fact that The Gremlins is one of the few film franchises from the 80s that had 2 installments, and no one is trying to make the third. They talked about it for a little bit, and then they just went, this is fucking stupid. No.
That second movie's weird.
Yeah, it's like, where do you go from there
exactly? The second movie I still like, but in a totally different way. That is it's almost like 2 different franchises.
It's like, yes, it's its own entity.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, anybody else have any other ones that you want to throw up?
I remembered a TV episode Christmas special.
Oh, which one?
There was an episode of Chuck, and it was basically Die Hard, and they got Reginald Johnson to come back and play basically the same character from Die Hard in it.
Cool.
It was awesome.
Nice. Alright. Well, that about sums up our Christmas special here. I started off by calling this the holiday special, and I've been racking my brains the whole time to go, there has to be some Hanukkah specials or some Kwanzaa specials.
8 Crazy Nights.
Fuck that. God damn. One Christmas, I actually, I was having a weird, awkward Christmas with my family, and somebody just said, why don't we all go to the movies? And I was like, oh yes, thank God. And I went to the movies, and we all just split up, and I was like, I'll see 8 Crazy Nights. Just get me away from my family. I go in there, and I went, oh my God, this movie is worse than spending the weird, awkward Christmas with my family.
I
should have
nothing.
seen Treasure Planet.
You should have seen Treasure
That
Planet.
didn't come out
Did you
at
have
the
the
same time,
choice?
did it?
Yes, it did.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Did you
Because
have
I
the choice?
remember,
No, I didn't have the choice. I saw Treasure Planet, opening weekend.
It's like, I remember because, I was spending Thanksgiving with my cousins and, 8 Crazy Nights and Treasure Planet came out. It's like, I wanted to see Treasure Planet because, I like Disney, but, my cousins were like, ew, Disney, that's baby stuff. Let's go see 8 Crazy Nights. I'm like, okay.
That's totally grown
Yes,
up.
because...
Oh, man, that is...
Nothing more grown up than Adam
Yes.
Sandler.
Yeah, sorry, Hanukkah. You need better specials, man, because that cannot be your only one out there. That is... Holy fuck, that is one of the lowest points in Adam Sandler's career. And his career is nothing but low points at this moment. Jeez, that is... Oh, God, that movie makes me angry.
So let's talk about some more.
I should probably just end this with the Hanukkah song, but I won't because fuck everything that has to do with that movie.
You could end it with the Dreidel song.
Dreidel, Dreidel, Dreidel.
I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, it's Dreidel I shall play.
Haba Nagira, Haba Nagira, Haba Nagira. I don't know the rest of the words of this song. Right. But yeah, I want to thank Jackson. I want to thank Kevin.
I want to thank Callum.
Who is here in spirit. The ghost of...
Hello, everyone.
Parliament's inside all of us in our horrible accents.
I'm Callum.
Ghost...
Man, I really should have created that Callum soundboard. Then he really wouldn't have been with us in spirit.
Ghost of Podcast Past. Alright. Oh, and I want to thank Michelle for being here.
Sure thing.
Alright, and I'm Aaron, and everybody, Merry Holidays, and we will see you next year. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Woo!
Holy crap, we actually did a mini episode. That was an actual mini episode.
made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh, dreidel, 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 now dreidel I shall play. It has a groovy body with legs so short and thin. When it's very tired, it drops and then I win. Oh, dreidel, 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 legs so short and thin. Oh, dreidel, 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 it drops and then I win. Nes gadol haya sham, a great miracle happened there. We light the candles for 8 nights, it's happening everywhere. My dreidel's always playful, it loves to dance and spin. A swinging game of dreidel, come on now, let's begin.